Good morning. This is the Wild Swan Knit Shawl by Teasdale and lise Mairgaard. We are doing the purl side today, and that is row 64. Just one row from now on because it's just too much for one video. So let's begin. Last time I talked about my other two players, Eidolon Lightfoot and Meliodas Silvermoon. So two new player characters in the campaign playing. So I'm going to talk today about the first quest that the characters started on. They started off meeting up in a very small town. They met at a stable where they were just packing up. One character was looking for some travel mates, and happened 3 more people came along looking for the only horse in town, and so they all saddled up with this one horse and this one carriage, and off they go on this dirt path. It was a beautiful day of traveling. The road was quiet, the wind rustled the trees and other greenery around. Birds and other small animals could be heard. The cool wind contrasted with the warmth of the sun. It was just a beautiful day traveling. A little just past noon, when 2 warriors came panicked out of the forest, and the players were quite startled, and they're like, what's going on? And so the warriors, they finally blurted out in their moment of panic of evil spirits that possessed their companions deep within the forest. And they took a look out at the forest ledge, and they could feel an ominous power as they did a few checks to sense that. And of course, our paladin sensed some undead, a very faint undead or necrotic energy, but they still felt it with their natural 20 roll, so there we go. So the players I think they tied up the bandit that the bandits that kind of came out, or the warriors that kind of came out. So I think they tied them up against a tree, and then they came back for them later. So these warriors were supposed to get away, or quote unquote warriors. They find out later that they're bandits. And they tie them up to a tree. And yeah, that's instead of letting them go, that's what they do. So they let them do that. It's quite funny. They found, instead of being given, they found a map, kind of like a general sketch of the area. Not very good because it seemed like they got lost quite a bit. And a small bag of 20 gold. They asked if there was any survivors, and they said no. And they're still very scared. So they go into the forest, where they are met with assassin vines that curled around one. I can't remember which player it curled around, but it curled around one of our players, starting to drag them in deeper into the forest. They fought the assassin vines off. They ran into a shambling mound, and later on found a Venus flytrap, which had a bunch of items and gold hoarded inside of it. Later on, they found closer they got to where the warriors came from, the more necrotic damage to the plants and tentacle mold all over the plant life. And there's no animal noises, there's no wind rustling. It's just dead silent in this forest. So they were quite on edge for a little bit, but that is the first little bit of the adventure and my shawl. So thank you for joining me with my story time, and I hope you had a good morning. Yeah. Oh, I'm showing you right here is a weird little stitch that I've never done before. So That's cool. And there we go. The finished, well, 2 rows that I did.